We have focused on every piece of the supply chain that relates to testing, down to the most minute detail, and he's going to talk to you about some of that. But that started in the second week of March with starting an airlift, because the only supplier, the main supplier of swabs at that time, was a place in Italy that was completely shut off because of the outbreak in Italy. So Admiral Polubchak arranged Greytail Air Force planes to go to Italy to bring millions of swabs back to Secure. That's just how it started, and it's expanded since then. The second part is we've been really marrying, and this has been the beauty, the logistics and supplies to the overall strategy. Two pieces of strategy. Number one, what is the overall testing strategy? And Dr. Birx has had just an elegant strategy in the past, but even more important in the future, when we make sure we take care of indigent populations and those most vulnerable. So the clinical, the contact tracing, and the monitoring of those who are at most risk. We've also married it to the strategy, and you've heard more than you wanted to know about it, that a small machine that's point of care is good for certain things, but it's not going to test 5,000 people over a short period of time. So the small machines, the medium machines, and the large machines, and how to contextualize them. And the third thing, before I give it to Brad, which is very important, and it's really critical, is coordinating the research, the epidemiology, and the FDA regulatory process. And why is that so important? When we started 5 weeks ago, if we wanted to test this many people with the technology we had, we would have used about 80% of the strategic national stockpile in PPE just to do testing. We needed an innovation. That innovation was to be able to test out of the anterior nose with a completely different kind of swab. It sounds very mundane, but if you don't do that, you can't get the testing to scale. That allowed us to really go to widespread testing. Last week, moving to polyester swabs, which is going to open up millions of new swabs onto the market. But that's a regulatory science and innovation step that had to co-occur with this.